you doing today? This is the Iowa Martial Arts Forum, the Fighting 29th. I'm here with Sihu Ed Parker and Master Instructor Lonzo Brown Jr. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thanks for having
Thank you,
us.
sir.
And of course, my co-host.
How are you guys? Nick, Master Smith, actor, teach martial arts, different things.
So, I'm sure you guys have an interesting story, but we'll keep it somewhat abbreviated. How did you get started in martial arts?
Me, myself, Lonzo, I started teaching years ago, at least 15 to 20. Actually, it's 30 years ago. Because I'm 66 years old, to give you guys that number, to let you know how far back it goes. I'm a little nervous with this, but these guys that I taught, which is Ed, I met Ed, and Ed came to me as wanting to know what I was doing, because I saw what he was doing. I said, "You're doing Hung Gar, Shaolin Kung Fu, the 5 form fists, the animal system, the tiger, the crane, the monkey, the snake, and the dragon. This is the world, this is the world, this is the dragon. When these two come together, the balance is incomplete." So this is all animal system.
Cool.
The Hung Gar that you have been sharing with, Shaolin. Northern style is hard, which is the mantis and so on. The southern style, which is what we study, is soft until the point of contact. Going back to what I shared with Nick earlier, forms are important, and that's what I run. I taught forms, I taught these guys forms, and I taught these guys all different type of techniques from all the animal systems.
Cool.
Okay, so when you're fighting all these animals, when all these animals come together, if you're just fighting the crane or you're just fighting the snake, monkey, or whatever, those are individuals. But when all these animals come together, that's the dragon. It rides the wind. That's called the dragon is getting ready to ride the wind. That means it's going to be devastating from everything that you ever seen from every animal, and from punches to seekings, crane, leopard, tiger. Every animal brings in, and this is, like I said, soft. So this is why this style is designed to not just go out and hurt anybody. It's more defense, but there's plenty offense. So when you're fighting these guys, you're not allowed to be out there to just showboating with it, because you're a weapon. You're actually a weapon. Okay, so you have everything that you need to dominate your opposite fight. So when we go to tournaments, we pretty much dominate, because years ago, and up until today, it's still pretty much, because we all come in black gis, and the first thing the students are going to ask, what style is that? So they're intimidated, and they are really intimidated because our style is totally different from what they ever seen. Taekwondo, karate, in the basic styles. Because they're not used to this Hung Gar, Shaolin Kung Fu, which rides over into Chi Sao, sticky hands. It rolls over into Wing Chun. And then, all those styles are combined with the Hung Gar.
Interesting.
The Hung Gar. So that's what I shared with Ed when he met me. And I started him off years ago, and he has blew this thing up and carried the school for the last 30 years.
From the sounds of it, you talked a lot about your intro backstory, but is there anything else? How you got started, or what was your first discipline before Hung Gar?
It was, well, the thing was, so he also taught Grandmaster Parker, Dexter Parker, so that's one of my other uncles that he taught as well. So they did a lot of the Royal Family Kung Fu, so it was real super secretive at the time. Like, I didn't know what I was being taught eventually, seriously. It was just, they just said Kung Fu, and I'm in the backyard getting whacked with staffs, you know what I'm saying, and standing on logs and stuff like that. I had no idea. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and like I said, family of warriors and fighters and all that stuff. When you see people that get together that play yard darts, that's what some families do. Our family was just a circle, and it's time to get down. So you see, and so you got to learn martial arts and self-defense, and more or less, like I said, as a young guy, it was a discipline thing. I was a very hyper kid, joking around, playing, jumping, and my uncle would be like, "Get in the corner, horse stands." That's how they was. Like, they no time for talking back, disrespect, nothing. Boom. Or forms. So, like, probably from 5 to 10, I didn't know how to punch, kick, or none of that stuff. I just knew how to do blocks and forms. And then eventually, it started to make sense, you know, my teenage years and stuff like that, high school, sports. I had, like, a really crazy, wild athletic side, and it came from the art, man. Like, always having to do stances and doing the crazy duck walks and all of those type of things. That thing's built my body up, because that's what they do with anything. They break your body down and they build it back up. And so the mental, got to be able to control that, and then the spirit thing. And that's more where I'm at now, because, you know, after a while, you got to just, what they say, those who can't do anymore, teach. I can still do it though. Yes, sir.
So there's kind of an argument kind of going on, or not an argument, but like a debate between like a traditional martial arts background, and what's the difference between, like, by traditional martial arts, I'm talking about like perhaps kung fu or karate, taekwondo, as opposed to a combat sport such as wrestling or boxing, or something that's more of based towards of an event between two people.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think is preferable between the combat sports approach or the traditional kind of formal approach?
Because I was taught old school and I have been taught traditional, I understand more so now that that's very, very important for the longevity of the art. You know what I'm saying? People ask me all the time, because I done train MMA fighters, I done train guys for you know, different levels of the combat sport, as you mentioned before. And the thing is this, you could be a great fighter, but once you get injured, if you don't have no traditional background, you're done. Because the thing is this, what does the traditional teaches? If you got a busted limb, well, this is just one weapon. I got other weapons I got to be able to use. But if you know, so I'm just saying, so if you're a fighter in a ring and you get jacked up, you don't tap or something, get busted up, you done. But the art that was taught traditionally was for warriors to fight, life and death type stuff. So
for longevity,
exactly. So
throughout their whole life.
Exactly. You build your body up to be able to, you know. So, and like I said, like we were speaking earlier about like forms and stuff like that. That's traditionally. That's something that's been passed down, father, son, vice versa, stuff like that. Those are the things that are needed to keep the art alive. It's as simple as that. I'm not against the combat stuff. I understand it. It has a purpose and everything, but it's flashy now, man. You know that. I'm not trying to. I got plenty of guys I've taught that put their hands to you. They great at fighting, but they can't teach. They can't. The guy can be like, you can punch you in the face all day and show you how to get punched, but you say, show someone how to do that. I don't. I just know how to do it. And so without tradition, you lose that. That's, you know what I mean? So.
Well, and I think if you look at, you know, combat sports too, guys like George St Pierre, if you go to MMA, you get guys like George St Pierre or Lyoto Machida. People are like, they're so good because they started off in that tradition. They didn't just go, oh, I want to do MMA, so I'm just going to train in these.
Yes,
because those guys might be good. They can get in the ring and they can pound.
Yes,
but, you know, these guys have this, you know, it's like that, the theory of running before you can walk.
Yes,
they learn the technique. They
yes,
learn that. Because it doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you can't throw a spin kick or a kick properly, as you guys know too,
yes, sir.
You know, you're not going to do anything to me. You're going to hit me and I'm going to say, okay. You know, if you knew that. And I think it's the whole Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris thing, because everyone always says, you know, who was better.
Right.
You know, and Bruce was that traditional martial artist. Chuck was a combat guy. You know, he trained. But he also had that traditional, which made him so good because he had that traditional training and everything else. So, you know.
Can we all agree, though? I think Chuck Norris would have won. Just size, but that doesn't make Bruce. That doesn't make Bruce any less of a martial artist.
But see, now
I just think
you as a martial artist, you just said the key component. You said this. You said size. Size doesn't matter when it comes to the art because it wasn't directly. I get what you're saying. Combatively, you would assume like I'm 6'4", turn 65 pounds. If I go snatch up Nick and try to do something, you'd be like,
let's do that afterwards.
I should.
It's done. We're selling tickets. Selling tickets, break it out. You need to warm up, dude?
No, I'm good.
You got all the time you need. Just like, don't take too long.
I think the key component, though, to go back to what you were saying, though, the key component of traditional compared to just combat is discipline.
Yes.
That's the key ingredient because respect is taught in traditional. That's the foundation. Peace above all things. I really don't want to fight. I'm learning this so I don't have to fight.
Yeah.
Combat is, I'm doing this. I'm gonna whoop somebody. I got a lot of pent up aggression, things I gotta get out. And if you're good at that and you can harness that, then let's do this. And that's what it is. Let's just call it what it is. It's called beat the crap out of each other. I mean, and I ain't knocking it because I don't want to sound hypocritical saying, sir.
Well, I was gonna add in that situation, back to the discipline. I can teach you 1,000 moves. If you don't master one, you know nothing. So that's the discipline, and you got to do it over and over. And your opponent, the big opponent and the little, you're training to go through that opponent, not hit him like he said, kick. You know, you're training to go through that opponent to dominate that. And if I teach you these 1,000 moves and you come to school, first thing you want to do is learn how to punch.
Yeah.
First thing you want to try to kick. So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna see me teaching Ed a technique. You're gonna see me teaching you a technique, and see me teaching you a technique. And they're gonna be, I want to learn that. So I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. He might not give it to you. The reason why I'm gonna give it to you, then I'm gonna say, now it's time to spar. As soon as we spar, I'm gonna hit you with the first technique and put you down. And you're gonna be like, what did you hit me with? The first technique I taught you. You didn't master that technique. You wanted steak. You gotta drink milk. You know what I'm saying?
And Bruce Lee, I think he was the one that quoted that. He said, I fear not the man that's practiced 1,000 kicks one time, but a man that's practiced one kick 1,000 times.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
So I think that was the one thing.
It's
He
the
was
concept.
like, he said, master that.
That's the concept. Do it over. Do it over. Why I gotta do it over? Do it over, because I'm gonna hit you with that first technique I taught you. It's gonna work every time. Because you're hungry, you're greedy, and you just want to come, I want to punch, I want to kick. No, this is not what this is all about. We're teaching you to learn and master that technique.
And when you get tired, you resort to what you know.
There you go.
I always tell my students, they always say, why do we do roundhouse kick every single night? Why do we do this? Because when you get tired, your body shuts down, and if your brain remembers, just throw a kick, and you learn that, and that becomes natural,
Automatic.
and then
It's
you just automatically do it. So that's your default. You get in there, boom, you throw it.
Well, Bruce saying Enter the Dragon, he said, I don't hit, it hit all by itself.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So, back to Chuck Norris challenge.
In a certain way, the person can touch you in that certain way, and you react to that touch.
Right.
Because you're conditioned. Mm-hmm. You get conditioned in that discipline. It's about discipline. Learning how, get ready for that technique. You know what I'm saying? You know when you touch, if it's intimidating, if you're being touched, if it's not being intimidating. That way you don't hurt someone accidentally because you master that. Excuse me.
All right, everybody, we are going to have Master Parker and Master Brown. We are going to have them do some traditional forms, as you would say. This is the traditional side of the martial arts from their style of Hung Gar Kung Fu. So hopefully everyone enjoys. So whoever's first.
Okay,
These are traditional Kali sticks. These are just testing bamboo. You can see it ain't that hard. It's a light one.
Oh wow.
It's a light one. It's a light one.
I'm just that powerful.
This is more of the real deal. Feel the weight difference? That's the one. Yeah, that's when you come. Oh yeah, cancel Christmas, baby. So I need you to hold your arms out like this. All right. So I'm not gonna hit you, but I'm just gonna kind of give you a brief demonstration. 8 angles of attack. So head, feet, hands. It's a cross, and then it's an X. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm standing right here, then you should get.
Again, so cross, 1, 2, 3, 4, then an X, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's a figure 8 that goes right here. That's a continuous moving infinity. So if we're here, traditionally, you can use 2 sticks. Now right here, press me. Yeah, I got you. You can use 2 sticks, so it's here, 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 here. The whole purpose of it is usually the highest level is 2 machetes. And they slice you and dice you all to pieces. So you got boom, 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 boom. So if I'm slicing here, 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 and here. So if I'm gonna hit the vital points of the body, poke, cut, stab, and that's how you do it. Make sense? Your turn. So traditionally swing, you get ribs. No, hit me. Whoops! Ah, okay, somebody call the police. This dude is assaulting me. So.
Like this, right?
Yes,
I hold
sir.
it way back like this, and I come at you like this. Right?
Yes, sir.
It's gotta look big.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, it's gotta be big.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense. So then, hold on. So here, I'm gonna teach you a quick technique.
Yeah.
Quick technique. All right. So this movement here, from here to here, is a swing. Basic swing. All right. This is a fan. That's a fan. It's a block. This is YC. That's a back block. So if you do a swing, traditional swing, do a traditional swing, just like that Y swing. Right here, we'll slow it down a little bit, just for the purpose. Wow, that's a swing. So you pull back again, you swing. Go ahead. No, you swing.
You hit the stick.
Oh, I see. So you swing, wing block, wing. If you swing straight down, I'm gonna use a fan technique. That's a fan that come off like that. So that's how it will come. So the fan, if it's coming here, I'm gonna go this way, right off, or this way, right off. But we have one who moves hand and stuff for gravity and stuff. So if you swing, traditionally here, and then I'm gonna come and follow through. Make sense? So you get to do this, but don't knock me out on the camera because everybody will get to see this. So I'm gonna swing, I want you to wing. I want you to wing. Right. So I swing, wing, right off, boom, and then pow. I'll do it again. You do this camera, make it look good for moving. Yeah, I knew this. It's okay. I will swing, wing, right off, and pow! Okay, one more time. Swing, wing, right off. Right, okay. Now you swing.
Wait, so I gotta get here.
Yeah. So you swing. I wing, boom, and then right off. Continue the motion. Just don't blast me.
Yeah.
I swing, wing, push it, and right off. You're gonna do the fan move up there. Okay, I swing, wing, bust. Yeah! Got it. They were traditionally dangerous. But Kali sticks. This is one of my favorite things to play with as a kid because as a brown kid growing up in an urban community, you know, you can find a stick laying around pretty much anywhere. Stick, break it, and dance with it. Thank you. Blessings, peace and love. Thanks again for having me here for this wonderful evening tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Code 45 and my man Nick. He's not a prick, best believe. Master Brown. I'm from Pierre, Illinois originally. People know me back there. I'm an officer for Partridge Police Department, security officer. I ain't no police officer. I'm be trying to climb something that I'm not. That gets you in trouble. You know that gets you a lot of trouble. You know, police. Something like that. Police, not. I'm having a second annual Midwest Martial Arts Championship March 30th. It's going to be back home in Pierre, Illinois.
I'll get Nick the information, you guys the information, just so you can spread it. I got a couple people coming from Iowa, actually some competitors and stuff from here, a few other states. I don't want to tell the big secret, but I'm hoping and praying. I talked to a particular MMA fighter that's a friend of mine by the name of Tony Carter.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So
Old school.
Yes, sir. So hopefully he
Spin back fist.
Yes, indeed. Or that power bomb. He was a beast with that too. So hopefully he can come through and people get to meet him and stuff. I got a lot of cool people coming, man. So like I said, once again, thank you so much for having us on PATV on the Iowa Martial Arts Forum, baby, where Kung Fu is real. And they are too.